Okay, I think it's working. I don't know. We'll see. So, Meeks and Kristen, hello. Good to talk to you. I was going to say see you, but I'm actually not seeing you. I'm seeing myself, which is awkward. Anyway, so, this week I lost, hang on one second, I have it on my computer. I lost a total of 2.3 pounds between last Monday and this Monday. I lost 2.3 pounds. I am really excited about that. I'm also 5 pounds down since last month. So since February 9th to March 9th, I'm down 5 pounds, and between last Monday to this Monday, I'm down 2.3 pounds. So hooray! Progress, right? I'm pretty excited. It is a little bit not 100% happy because I actually lost 3.6 pounds before Saturday. And what happened on Saturday was that I ran a 5K, which was really awesome, actually. Every March, BYU has what they call the Rex Lee Run, and Rex Lee was a president of BYU, and he got a really, really nasty form of cancer, and he died, actually, during the time that he was BYU president. And it was a really tragic thing for a lot of BYU students because obviously he was a well-liked man. And it brought up, a lot of students had family and friends who had suffered from cancer as well. So it was a painful time in BYU's history. But now, to celebrate the legacy that Rex Lee left behind, they have a 5K named in his honor every March. And this year, I can't remember how many times they've done it, but it's somewhere between 12 and 20. I know, I should really do my research. Anyway, so I got to run it. As you two may know, I think I said it in one of my earlier videos, I have a goal of running a 5K every month for a year. My year started in either June or July, I don't remember which, but the point is that I'm getting really close, and I'm excited about that. But I'm also nervous because I had a goal to run a 5K in under 30 minutes, and I don't feel like I'm close to that goal per se. I'm averaging between 32 to 35 minutes on a good run, and on harder runs, maybe 36 to 40 minutes. I don't know how well I performed this run because there was a 10K going on at the same time, and so the clock started with the 10K runners because they got like a 10-15 minute head start on us. So when we got to the finish line, we couldn't tell how fast we'd run it. But let me tell you, friends, running a 5K on a low carbohydrate diet is one of the worst things I have ever, ever done. As you two know, I have low blood pressure, which means that I have to be careful when I run because running actually drops your blood pressure. So normally after I go for a run, even with just normal exercise, not necessarily a race, going at race pace, I have to walk for several minutes afterwards to get my blood pressure back up. And this run, I ran to mile 2, and I was like, I gotta walk to my friend Lauren, who was running with me, because I was dying. I literally felt like my body was a big sack of potatoes that I was just like, dragging along. So it was really rough because 5Ks are still somewhat challenging for me. I wouldn't say necessarily they're super, super challenging because I have done 5Ks a lot of times, but they are definitely a stretch, a little bit of a stretch for me still. But this one, yeah, it felt like running a half marathon. Like, forget 5K. I was like, dude, I just ran 13 miles, not 3. That's how my body felt anyway. And it was hard because I upped my water intake significantly this week because I didn't see my body fat percentage changing as much when I was losing weight, and I was worried that it was all water weight or lean muscle weight. Now, when you lose weight, inevitably some of it is going to be lean muscle weight. That's just kind of how your body works, unfortunately. But you do want to do everything you can to minimize that, obviously, and make as much of it be body fat as you can. So seeing that number the number on the scale drop, but not seeing the body fat percentage drop as much, I was a little bit concerned. So I jumped my water intake, which I was slowly increasing. I was at like maybe 48 ounces, which I know sounds like pretty crappy, but drinking water is really hard for me. Anyway, so I jumped from 48 to 96 ounces, about 2.7 liters, this week. And I won't say that I necessarily physically feel any different, because I don't, but mentally I do feel better, I think, just knowing that I'm drinking that much water. Anyway, so the point is, going back to my original story, sorry for the tangent, was that because it was a Saturday, my schedule was a little bit off. Because one way that I'm able to drink all that water is I keep myself on a really strict schedule with work. I arrive at 8:30 in the morning, and I have to have my first water bottle, which is 24 ounces, gone by 10 o'clock. And then I refill my water bottle, and it has to be gone by 12, and so on, until I get off. And so I woke up that morning, and I was like, well, yeah, my schedule's a little bit different today. So I hadn't drunk very much water before running this run, so I was already starting dehydrated because my body's used to having, about, like maybe 12 to 16 ounces in itself by the time I was running. Then by the time I was done, it's used to having a full water bottle, and they only had like the measly cups of water. So it was a little bit rough in that aspect as well. Anyway, I came home and I just slept, and I felt so crappy. I felt so bad. And so I decided that I should probably eat some carbohydrates, because I was like, well, I just freaking ran 3 miles, and I ran them pretty fast. Like I said, I don't know my exact time, but I could tell that I ran that 5K pretty fast. So I was like, well, I need some carbohydrates. I'm feeling really bad. My muscles are all cramping up. I can't do anything without feeling like I should just go back to sleep. So I need a little bit of carbohydrates. So I got a pasta dish with my sister, and before this, I would have eaten the whole thing, no problem. But since I was trying to be really conscious of my calories, I halved it with her, and I have to Gatorade with her because I knew that my electrolytes were imbalanced from the cramping in my legs. And I stepped on the scale the next day, and I had gained 2 pounds. And I was really disappointed because I knew calorie count wise that I had not exceeded, I would say, somewhere between 1200 to 1400 calories. So I knew that I was still in a calorie burning range. So I was really shocked to see that I'd gained back 2 pounds. So that's why today I am not down as much as I was on Friday, for example. Which, like I said, was a bummer, especially because I didn't feel like I was cheating. I really needed those carbohydrates. I wasn't just like, oh, well, I have a hankering for some pasta. Was like, I was dead after this 5K. And, on top of the fact that I had not eaten a ton of calories that day, it still stayed in a calorie deficit, numbers wise. I also burned off 400 calories running that 5K. And so, like, when I stepped on the scale, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I was so mad. Anyway, so I stepped on the scale today, and it had gone back down a tiny bit, but not as far as I'd gotten it. So again, the total number of weight loss for this week was 2.3 pounds. And I know that sounds like a lot, but two things. One, I haven't been measuring calorie count the day of. So, like, for example, today I wouldn't plug into MyFitnessPal and measure how many calories I ate today, because I can't play that number game. But um, like, say for example, on Monday or Tuesday, I would input what I'd eaten for Monday, so I could sort of retroactively check, because I knew if I checked day of, then again, like I said, if I count calories, I start OCD. So anyway, yeah, and I'm definitely getting like more than enough. Like, it says I can burn like I'll create a calorie deficit at about 1200 calories, and I'm eating between 1400 to 1500, it looks like, about on average, and I'm still dropping all this weight. So I know it sounds like I'm doing something crazy, but I'm not. and I was way too tired this whole week to exercise, excluding the 5K on Saturday. So I'm also not exercising like a maniac. So I know it sounds like a lot, but really, again, I'm not entirely sure how it happened, but it must have been in a healthy way because all the numbers are adding up, and I'm definitely staying at a healthy number of calories for sure. So I'm rededicating myself this week. I have gone a whole week without sugar. Kristen, talking about addiction. I feel really grateful that because of my religious values, I have never tasted alcohol or coffee or any of those things because, like you, I definitely have an addictive personality. And I think, yeah, I think we can all say I have one of the most addictive personalities out there. So I'm glad that I've never had to struggle with those things because I think I'd be in the same boat as you are. And I think it's really awesome that you're trying really hard to overcome that because that must be hard. I can only imagine. Like I said, I don't really have any experience. It has been a little bit hard to not eat sugar, mostly because there's been a lot of temptations around, not necessarily because it's been like a mental thing for me. It's not like, oh, I really want Reese's right now. That hasn't happened. But everybody around me seems to have a plethora of sweets all of a sudden. Like today at work, we found out that our billing department has a 95% approval rate, which is awesome and kind of unheard of, especially for a billing department. You know, money. People tend to dislike the people that take money from them. However, yeah, we overturned the ratings. They went from 67% to 95, and so as a reward, everybody got sodas from the specialty soda shop here in Provo and cookies. And it was hard because I was like, well, like we won this, we deserve it. Like I've kind of had a crappy week anyway, like why don't I just give up? But I didn't. So hooray. And I'm definitely finding that my mental toughness is steadily building every week because I don't know, the more you resist, the stronger you get. Like, yeah, it sucks for sure. It's not my favorite, but it's been great. Anyway, so I'm really excited to hear both of your thoughts. I had a really good question for you. Shoot, I forgot. Dang it. Okay, I'll have to remember next time. Anyway, just a quick review of personal trainer food so far and low carb diet so far. I definitely have been losing weight, which I haven't been able to do on other calorie deficit diets. So that's really awesome and exciting. And this is coming without exercise, and I am getting healthier in general by sleeping pretty regularly. I'm not getting quite 8 hours of sleep a night. I'm getting close. I would say I probably average somewhere between 6.5 to 7.5, which is actually really great for me, and I am getting closer to 8. So just by building habits by eating this food has been good. Although I will say my energy levels are significantly diminished. Kristen, I know you said that they'll perk back up, so I'm looking forward to that. But I've also noticed a very steady cognitive decline. I know some people talk about you getting past this, but I'm thinking that I might not keep a low carb diet for the long term because your body just runs more efficiently on carbohydrates. The nice thing about low carb diets is that it forces your diet to burn off its fat reserves because it doesn't have carbohydrates to just burn, like that. So it's actually forced to break down its fat reserves and start burning fat. Yeah, which is great. But it forces your brain to run on things called ketones, and your brain can run on ketones, no problem, but it doesn't run as well. So I would rather not have the cognitive decline. I don't know about you guys, but you probably would agree with me. Maybe. I got my braces tightened for the first time today. Yay! I actually have seen some pretty dramatic results with my braces, especially on the bottom teeth. My top teeth kind of shifted in a funky way. They actually had to fix it today, but It wasn't their fault. It just was sort of a natural thing that happened when they start to straighten out my bottom teeth. Anyway, I've been talking for a really long time, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, that's my video for this week. So hope you guys had success as well, and I'll be seeing you both on Wednesday and Friday respectively. Love you!